In the previous video, I told you about the challenges we were having in the early going of the execution stage of selling that ground cleaning product. Now I'm going to start to tell you about what caused the turnaround and the early successes, which is much more exciting. And there was a lot of struggle. And as a coach, this is the most depressing part of my job, where I see the person either in person or on Skype, and their face is just sad and depressed. And not only was I confident in my strategies, and then I start to second guess my own strategies and start to second guess myself, or maybe am I not understanding them enough, or am I not doing something enough? And I just feel also bad for that person because they are struggling, and you can see in their face like they are not in a good place, like they are under stress. And this is hard on the entrepreneur and on me and the founder, Jeff. Like, we spent some time, many weeks, some months past, where it was a long struggle, and we were kind of hanging in there by a thread a little bit, because just low confidence on top of failure on top of low confidence, and it all the time just snowballs. And I knew it was going to turn around, but when, I don't know, and every time I had to kind of look at Jeff and be like, like, when is it going to start to work for him? That really was actually hard for me and for him. So things are never 100% smooth. And we know that theoretically. Of course, he knew that. I knew that. I'm sure in your business, you know that. But experiencing that stress, it's a whole different story. There's nothing that can replace it. There's nothing cerebrally, like there's no logic you can tell yourself that is going to make you feel better about it. It's just, that is real hardship of entrepreneurship. And precisely that is why maybe you can do it, but a lot of people cannot do it. That's what sets entrepreneurs apart. We are able to overcome it in the end, and we stick with things. So what happened was, in the early going, a lot of people who did buy the product on Amazon, they weren't using it correctly, and they left some bad early reviews, and the product just sank in the rankings, and it wasn't going up in the rankings. And rankings really correlate with sales. So that was a problem point. So what we did is we packaged the product better with better instructions. And the people got those instructions when they opened their ground bottle. They understood how to use it, and they started being happier with the product, because when they used the product correctly, the product gave them the results. They were happier, so they left naturally better reviews. And the better reviews gave better ranking on Amazon and more sales. So it's actually so simple. You see, we just had to execute on that one point. And like I said in the earlier video, if I was doing it, everything would have kind of grown faster, just because this is my field. But we had to go through some growing pains. In hindsight, it seems so simple, but when you're in the middle of it, it isn't that simple. At least it doesn't feel that way. So with better rankings, we got more sales, and more sales got more customers, and more customers got more reviews and more sales, and the rankings went up and up and up and up. And it actually started rapid growth. 1 month, we hit like not even $1,000 in sales. And then boom, it was like 5,000. Next month was 10,000 in sales, 20,000 in sales. Next month was 40,000 in sales. And I was like, is this for real? Because remember, in the business plan that I showed you on the Jungle Scout tool, which is a way to tell demand on Amazon, they said that the top cleaning product on Amazon is making around $20,000 or $25,000 a month. So where's this $40,000 a month coming from? And then like, boom, we went like, it was crazy. The jumps in revenue per month were insane. The next month was like 112,000, and there might have been a month between the 40K and the 112K. I think there was a $70,000 month. It just went boom, boom, insane growth, like doubling every month almost, or 50% every month, depending on the month, but just unreal growth. How is this possible? Because that Jungle Scout tool said that the top ground cleaner was making only 20,000 something. And what ended up happening is we actually expanded the market on Amazon. Because the previous cleaners weren't that good, Amazon was only recommending them to a limited audience. Yeah, the product ranked in search, sure, but on the Amazon recommendations, Amazon wasn't recommending the past ground cleaners to customers, because previous customers were leaving bad reviews. But The customers of this product were leaving great reviews because it was working. That was our entire assumption, that this is the best grout cleaner, and this assumption proved to be correct in the market. So Amazon started promoting this product by recommending this product next to a lot of other cleaning products. And this product just went through the roof, way beyond the search levels. We tapped into the vastness of Amazon by becoming one of the top cleaning products. And then amazing things happened. All this revenue gave fuel for growth in the business. The founder, Jeff, he decided he's going to create new product lines. This was a product for cleaning grout, but what about pet stains and what about similar things? So there was like a pet product that's in the works now. Then there was like a stone tile product that this particular product didn't address, but the stone tile, sure. So there was other product that was amazing. Jeff was able to hire more staff. He hired actually his family. His son started working for him. His wife too, because his wife was able to leave her job and started working on this business. And his wife did this amazing thing where she created a community on Facebook of people who were learning how to clean the grout using these products. And this community were the happiest customers, were passionate about the product, were leaving even more reviews on Amazon because they were getting such a great experience. It was no longer just a cleaning bottle of stuff. It was like a community now. People who are cleaning, people who share tips. It was so much more. People finally met other people online who had similar interests. Yeah, maybe it was a geeky topic, sure, but like that's what happens with niche topics. From the outside, it seems geeky, but from the inside, people are really happy with finding people who are also passionate about the same things that they are. And so all this stuff, the community, the more product lines, more staff, even more warehouse to store more inventory, because the levels of inventory, like there's like thousands and thousands of bottles that are getting shipped each month for that much revenue, and there has to be like a little warehouse. So they had to invest in a warehouse. So you see, this business really hit a new stride. It took about 1.5 to 2 years, depending on how exactly you count the months. But that growth of the 10K, 20K, that happened in about like a year. The 10K mark happened in about a year. And by the way, this client came to me and he said, in the very beginning, in the early days, he said to me, and I remember, if I only made between $5,000 and $10,000, that'd be fantastic because I can just leave my service business, right? That 9-to-5 job that he kind of had, which was his business, but he had to go and do the service, and that was his goal. He just wanted to leave the service business, and his goal was to make, like, if he made $10,000 a month, that would be amazing, right? And he made this incredible amount, so it way surpassed his goals, and it really started to hit like a different stratosphere of expectations, of reality, really, because it was like a pinch yourself kind of a moment. Who makes $112,000 a month? We don't expect that typically when we're just struggling. And this is all great, by the way, but I'll point out that there is still a lot of challenges. At this point, the Google ranking is still not happening. The product is still not in brick and mortar stores, and it's becoming really hard for Jeff to keep up with the inventory turnover, because now the chemical company has to keep up with the demand because they have to manufacture a lot of bottles of the grout cleaner and they have to ship it to Jeff's warehouse and he has to ship it out. So now it's like a lot of work, and in all this inventory, customers have to remain happy and get their bottles of grout. So this actually is not an easy business to run, and there's still a lot of challenges like ranking #1 on Google and getting this into the brick and mortar store. So we'll talk about that in the next video.